Tyrion and Trifa stare down Neo and Sun, Tyrion's tongue shining silver. Well, are you hiding something? Sun grimaces, trying not to speak, but he can't help but say a strained, yes. Tell me what it is. Sun grimaces and Neo holds onto his shirt tightly, nervously looking back and forth at the White Fang members. Suddenly, an explosive crash echoes in the back of the club and people start screaming and diving out of the way. The four turn and watch as the paladin charges towards them, Talk struggling with the controls. They all crash out of their seats and run out of its path. The massive machine destroys the tables and chairs as it tears through everything, finally bursting through one of the walls of the club, leaving a gaping hole in its wake. Sun and Neo look up just in time to see Blake run after the machine. Neo's cat ears vanish and they quickly follow after her. Adam and Yuma jog up to the hole in the wall and watches them chase down the mech. Trifa and Tyrion run up to them. What was that all about? Should we go after them? This is Blake's mission. It can be her mess. We played our part, let her handle the rest of it. We need to focus on the Schnee heiress. We cut to Team Posey. Their plates are almost done. Milsha squirms a little nervously and glances towards the bathroom. This has been so much fun. We should do this again sometime. Yeah, it would be cool if your other teammates could join us next time. I would love to talk to them about whatever they were doing tonight. I think it'd be really cool to connect with other faunists here in Vale. And I'd love to get to visit Atlas someday. They have such a luxurious sense of class and refinement there. That's the kind of lifestyle I want to have too. Milsha, are you okay? Yeah, I just think I need to use the restroom again. Again? Honey, I don't want to be rude, but if you're going this frequently, I think you should see the doctors. Milsha opens her mouth, struggling to find something to say in response, when suddenly there's a massive crash outside the restaurant. They watch as just outside the window, the Paladin mech crashes through somebody's car and zooms down the road. Running after it was Blake, Sun, and Neo. The twins glance at each other, then jump up. Hey, I don't think I actually need to use the bathroom right now. What was that? It was an Elysian mech. We need to do something. We need to stop that thing. Somebody could get hurt. Did you see? Your teammates are already after it. That means there's no telling how long it's been on the loose. The twins glance at each other, then shrug as Team Posey jump to their feet. The girls all charge out of the restaurant, chasing after the mech. Penny skids to a stop, however, and turns back around, running up to the shop owner, who stares after the mech with a befuddled expression. Penny hands him a fistful of gold coins. Keep the change, we had a great time, loved the noodles, great atmosphere, thank you. She then turns and runs off. Cutting over to Ruby, she's holding her scroll, listening to the muffled static sounds and sporadic yelling from her call with Blake's scroll in her pocket. She groans and pulls off the headphones. Guys, I think something's wrong. It all sounds weird. Maybe the signal is bad? Jean jumps slightly, pulling his buzzing scroll out of his pocket. Oh, Sun's calling me. He hits the button and holds his scroll up. Hey, what's up? Mech, run now! It's going down the freeway! It's out of control! The mech charges down the street. Cars are sent flying backwards as it rams through everything. The rest of Team Orange also start running out of the coffee shop to catch up to the mech. Running behind it is a small army consisting of Teams Boom, Posey, and Neo. The Paladin swivels and Talk tries to get control of the machine, but with all the loose panels and wires, the steering wheel doesn't seem to be responding to her. A computerized voice comes warbling out of the control panel. Targeting needed. Please establish parameters for target. Target? What do you mean? Like, what not to hit? Blake, don't hit Blake. I need her to fix this stupid thing. Incompatible target. Please describe uniform or attire of target. Black hair. She has long black hair. Long black hair, correct? Yes. Confirmed. Long black hair is in database for enemy targets. Wait, enemy? The Paladin has a swiveling camera feature on top of the machine. As it spins, it focuses reticles onto Blake, Melanie, Milsha, and Cinder. It beeps and suddenly a barrage of small rockets launch out of its shoulders and home in on the dark-haired girls. Penny spins and her blades pop out. All start firing rapidly at the rockets, exploding them in midair before they can reach their targets. A small turret pops out from its back, swinging back and forth from loose paneling, and starts to spin as bullets fire wildly towards them. Neo pops open her parasol and Weiss summons a glyph. They shield the others from the barrage. Continuing their run, Ilya whips out her weapon and snaps it at the turret head. It spins around quickly and the wires keeping it in place snap, letting the turret fall pathetically to the ground and bounce around behind them. Talk slams on the control panel and twists her blade into the machine. The mech suddenly lurches and runs itself off the road, tumbling down the elevated highway lanes until it lands in a cleared out area below the roads. The students all jump down and land in a circle around the mech. A red beam of light pops out and starts to ready aim at the dark-haired women. Whoa, what is this? Before any of them can react, the mech starts firing bursts of 3 bullets out of a small machine gun in its wrists. The kids all run and jump to avoid the attacks. Why is it going for us? It must be something about its targeting. Well, let's try and confuse its targeting then. Ilya's hair changes to black. The machine buzzes and the gun pivots towards her. She runs as it launches bullets, and then her hair changes to white. The machine buzzes loudly as it suddenly loses its target, and a small explosion pops out of the side of the machine. Its reticles try to retrain themselves onto the dark-haired woman again. This time, Neo changes her hair too. First to black, then once it starts firing at her, changes it to half pink, half white. Again, the machine pops and smoke starts to pour out of it. Suddenly, the machine whirs and a large cannon transforms out of its arm. The laser beam charges loudly and the kids all run to avoid it. Cinder, however, stumbles on debris and can't manage to get herself out of the way of the lasers. When suddenly, a red flash of rose petals pushes her out of the way of the blast. Ruby, grabbing hold of Cinder, pulls her out of the way with her semblance. Jean and Oscar run up and both batter the legs of the mech with their weapons. It creaks and smoke starts pouring out of its exposed back panels. We can't let this thing explode. Whoever's driving this needs to go to jail. We just need to kill the engine. That exposed part on its back. Aim for that, and keep moving. Ilya, Neo, you two keep doing what you're doing. The kids all start running back and forth, circling the mech. One of them runs up and takes shots at its control panel. More and more wires tumble out of the machine. Ilya and Neo change their hair colors to distract and confuse the targeting system. Inside the mech, Talk looks around at all the danger and warning signals loudly blaring around her. I have to get out of this death trap. She yanks her sword back out and it blares even louder. The mech's arm straightens out and the top starts spinning wildly. The large cannon and fist whizzing past the kids as they dodge out of the way. Jean and Neo using their shields to protect others who can't run fast enough. Talk kicks the cockpit window open, wobbling with motion sickness at the speed of her spinning. Weiss and Penny stop and watch as she throws herself out of the machine, tumbling to the ground. Stop! Talk picks herself up and snarls her razor-sharp teeth and gives the girls pause. And then Talk turns to run away. Penny runs after her and grabs hold of Talk's wrist. Ow! You're not getting away! The mech swirls loudly and Weiss yells, "Penny, look out!" Penny has just enough time to turn and see the spinning arms continue to come closer to her. She gasps and lets go of Talk, who runs into the darkness of the night, disappearing. Penny holds up her hands to protect her face. Her blades spin up in front of her to block the hit, but the paladin's heavy punch still sends her flying backwards. Weiss runs up after her. Penny! Penny! Oh my gods, are you alright? Penny holds her hands close to her chest, hiding them from Weiss. I'm fine. Just stop the mech. Don't worry about me. Weiss stares worriedly at Penny, but nods and then runs back to the others. The driver got away. That's okay. That means we can go all out with stopping this thing now. She readies her scythe and launches forward, using the large blade to slice into the mech's arm, taking it off with a final spin. The teams all run up and start giving it their all, attacking the machine with everything they have. Metal parts go flying, the mech's limbs are sliced to shreds, wires and cords fly everywhere, until finally, with a massive swing of her sword, Blake's final blow blasts the cockpit into smithereens. All that's left of the Paladin is a pile of random pieces of technology. Once it's all quiet, Weiss, Cinder, and Ilya all run over to Penny, who's struggling to stand. She's hiding her hands as best she can. Penny, are you okay? You don't seem to be bleeding. I'm fine. I promise. Blake kicks around the remains of the mech and her eyes squint. She picks up a little circuit board, then another, then another. She pockets them quickly and looks up as the police sirens start to get closer. We should get out of here. Oh, but the police are coming. Shouldn't we tell them about that woman who got away? I'm not looking for glory or anything. I'd rather go home. Really? Team Posey look at each other confused. Cinder motions to Team Orange. what about you guys? Are you staying? Team Orange glance at each other and grimace. No, we should be heading home too. But thank you for so much with helping us stop this thing. Cinder shakes her head but smiles. Okay. And thanks, Red, for saving me back there. Ruby smiles and gives her a thumbs up. Team Orange start to run off. Team Boom right behind them. Milsha stops and turns quickly. Oh, but I'll text you later. We should totally hang out again real soon. Cinder shakes her head again as Milsha runs off with the others. Things are a lot more different in Vale than I was expecting. This was crazy. How did that woman even get a paladin? You don't think it's the White Fang, do you? Weiss stiffens and her eyes get wide. Maybe she was after us? Like with our dorm room. And Cinder, you were one of the people she was targeting with her attacks. Maybe they were after you all along. The police sirens get louder and the red and blue lights start flooding the area. It just doesn't add up, and I still can't believe the others didn't want to be here for this. Maybe they're... What? No, it was a stupid thought. Don't worry about it. Police and reporters start running up and inspecting the damaged mech, asking the girls various questions. Penny stays quiet, her hands balled up and folded on themselves. Weiss notices her friend's silence and stares worriedly at her. We cut to Team Posey, back in their dorm room, in their pajamas and exhausted. Penny isn't in the room, she's in the bathroom. Weiss is staring at the bathroom door, then turns to the opposite bunk the other two are in. Girls, Penny's been acting weird, right? I guess she's been quiet. Do you think she got hurt by the paladin, and she just doesn't want to tell us? Doesn't want us to worry? Weiss sighs and stands up. They watch her as she firmly knocks on the bathroom door. Occupied? Penny, what's wrong? Are you hurt? No, I'm not hurt. You can tell us if something's wrong, you know that. It's fine. Weiss crosses her arms and sighs. She glances over to Cinder and Ilya. They're both watching her. Penny, we made a promise, remember? No more secrets. We're a team. We trust each other, and we don't hide things from each other anymore, right? I trust you, Penny, and I can tell something is really bothering you. I need you to trust me too. There's a long silence, then finally, Penny's voice is barely audible through the door. Do you promise not to freak out? Weiss glances back to the others. They both get up and stand beside her. We promise, Penny. We all promise. Promise. Now come on out. The door creaks open and Penny peeks out. She's holding her hands close to her chest. She looks at each of her teammates, then takes a deep breath. I'm sorry, guys. I'm not a real girl. She lowers her arms and reveals her palms. They're both torn up, the skin removed, revealing the metallic nature of her body underneath. There's stunned silence as the other three stare at her hands. I don't understand. How? My father, Pietro Polendina, worked on a project that could transfer and generate one's life essence into a machine. He calls it aura. I'm the first non-organic entity capable of generating my own aura. Her eyes fall and her shoulders slump. I'm not real. I'm no different than that machine from earlier. I'm just metal, wires, scrap. Silence fills the room. Cinder, Ilya, and Weiss look Penny up and down as they process her words. Weiss leans in closer and looks at Penny's face, noticing the small aperture of her irises. Weiss scoffs and crosses her arms. So that's why you can eat spicy food. Penny blinks at her, startled. That's all you have to say? No, but I was just thinking. I've never seen a mech eat spicy noodles before. Machines run on dust, not noodles, so that makes you seem pretty real to me. Weiss, that's not the same. Yeah, and you're like super polite and stuff. No machine I've ever seen has said please and thank you half as much as you do. That's something only real people do. Penny blinks rapidly at them all. And you have such high opinions about fashion. Machines don't understand art. That's like obvious. Only a real person can appreciate the artistry shown in fashion designs. So there, that means you're real. Penny covers her mouth. Her eyes look like they're crying, but no tears actually come out. And see? Weiss points at Penny's face. Machines don't cry. That's because they don't experience emotions. Only real people do that. So you're real. Penny, you're as real as any of us. You are real. Penny charges forward and wraps the three girls into a massive hug. Oh, you guys! You're the best friends anyone could ever have! The girls all struggle to hug her back. Finally, they break free and Ilya crosses her arms. Well, now this is not fair. I was the one hiding the nature of my real identity. Now Penny's got her own big secret and has to steal some of my thunder. Penny laughs and wipes away her non-existent tears. I'm sorry, Ilya. And I'm sorry I didn't follow our no more secrets rule. It's okay. Being selfish is a part of being human. Weiss bumps Penny's arm and they both start laughing. Penny holds out a hand and stands up straight. Okay, no more secrets. I am Penny Polendina. My father, Pietro Polendina, is the lead scientist for General Ironwood's Technology and Weaponry Division. He built me to be the perfect soldier. One who doesn't need to eat, sleep, but he also built me with love. And he lets me make my own choices. So he let me go to Atlas so I can make friends and be a real girl. You know, you shouldn't feel bad, Penny. I wasn't entirely honest before either. Cinder places her hand on top of Penny's. No more secrets. It's true, I was a child slave in the black market before Madame Obsidian bought me. But she didn't just accept me as her daughter for no reason. Her daughters didn't just get sick. I was poisoning them. I put rat poison in their meals, slowly. I wanted to kill them, so then Madame Obsidian would have no choice but to accept me as an heir. But she started to warm up to me before my stepsisters died, and I felt terrible, so I stopped spiking their food, and when they got better, they all started treating me like family. I realized I don't need to kill them. I need to publicly shame them. I need to make a name for myself, then expose them for the terrible people they are. Ilya places her hand on theirs next. No more secrets. My parents used to be enslaved by the Schnees in their dust mines. They learned how the dust trade works by spying on their foremen. Then, with my help, they stole millions of gold worth of dust, forged a signature, and transferred it to their bank account. Eventually, they were able to run away, change their names, and open their own dust trade. Their ultimate goal is to destroy the Schnee Dust Company, and I'm sorry, Weiss, but I will support them with this. You can try to change your family's company, but there's too much blood on the Schnee's hands. There's some problems that are just too big to fix after the fact. Weiss stares at Ilya, then nods. Honestly, I can't blame you for feeling that way. You, or that cat Faunus. Blake. She straightens her back, squares her shoulders, lifts her chin, and places her hand on top of the pile. No more secrets. I have always, only ever had crushes on Faunus. The other three stare her down, then they explode with a chorus of laughter. Weiss stomps her foot. What? What's so funny? I'm sorry, we all had such huge revelations. Like, Cinder admitted to attempted murder, and your biggest secret is just who you think is hot? The girls cackle and Weiss's face turns bright red. Well, I'm sorry, I don't have more crazy secrets to share. Like, what am I gonna say? I was spoiled rich and my mom bribed Ironwood? That's not a secret, everyone already knows that. The girls laugh loudly and Cinder squares her shoulders, just like Weiss had done before. No more secrets. I hate the color blue. Weiss shakes her head and holds her hand over her mouth, trying to smother her own laughter at this point. No more secrets. I really like donkeys. I wish I had donkey ears. No more secrets. I stole my mom's favorite CD because I liked it too. Weiss finally bursts out with laughter, all four girls laughing together. I convinced my brother he was adopted for like 4 months. I hate my hair, but I'm afraid to cut it. I tie my hair up because I want it to look like a chameleon's tail. I hate my dad's cologne. He smells like bad potpourri. I think Beacon has much nicer chairs than Atlas. Blake kinda scares me a little. I have a teddy bear collection back at home. I can't remember any of our teachers' names, and I'm too embarrassed to ask them. The girls all laugh and continue to share all sorts of random little secrets with each other deep into the night. In the early morning light of dawn, Talk shakes her head angrily, shoving a large bag of gold coins into the hands of the bouncer from the Tipsy Cow. And don't you ever come back. This kind of damage is crazy. Talk shakes her head and walks quickly away when suddenly she hears a whistle. She turns and sees Blake standing nearby. Oh well, look who it is. Do you see this mess? You see how much I gotta pay to cover all this? You're the one who lost control of the mech. Shut up. I'm still friggin' paying you white-fanged dorks for our operation, and now, without that tech, I'm royally screwed. That's why I'm here. She holds up the circuit boards she had pocketed from the mech. Talk's eyes widen, and Blake gently hands them over to her. Is this really it? It might not be all of it, but your targeting system is going to be programmed somewhere in there. Without the rest of the mech, it'll be a lot harder to figure it all out, but it's not impossible. Talk chuckles and shakes her head, holding up one of the circuit boards and inspecting it. So what's our next objective? How much longer is this going to go on for? You promised the White Fang the mech, and now they can't even benefit from that. When are we going to get our rewards? Oh, calm down, kid. With these babies, it won't be too much longer. Just lay low for now. I'll let your team know when you're needed again. Your reward can be information. I'll text you later, once I decide how much I think you deserve to know. Blake's eyes narrow and she turns to walk away. After 3 steps, Talk calls out after her. Oh, and thanks for not arresting me, like you did with Torchwick. Blake stops and her ears twitch, but she doesn't look back. You know, that Adam guy was right though. You sure do make yourself scarce once things get bad, huh? There's a tense silence between them, and Talk shakes her head. You sure I can trust you? Huh, Blake? Blake scoffs and walks away. Talk watches her go, then snarls angrily as Blake disappears from her sight. Thank you so much for watching. Sorry for the long hiatus. I'm gonna ramble a little bit longer than usual because the hiatus was so long, there's like more fan art than usual, which also, huge shout out to the fan art. Thank you so much. It's so beautiful. Look at how good this stuff is. You guys are so cool and creative, and I really appreciate it so much. Sorry for the long wait, just so much happened. You know, a lot of things happened that I wanted to prioritize, to review, like Hazbin Hotel came out, but now that that's all done, I can just focus and prioritize RWBY Reversed Fates until we get to the end of it. So, and we are officially halfway through. This was the halfway point, so it's just from here on out, a montage up until the finale of Volume 2 for Reversed Fates. I'm really excited. I feel like this is a big turning point for the volume. Did you enjoy the episode? I hope so. This is the one I was the most, nervous about editing because it's the paladin fight. That's such a big, amazing moment. And I know, my images moving around on screen would never live up to how amazing the paladin fight is. But I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you had a lot of fun. I hope you're really, really excited moving forward into the rest of the volume. I am. I can't wait. I can't wait. It's gonna be so cool. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you with the next one, and shout out to my $10 patrons. You're all amazing. Andrew, Valhalla Knight, Chamomile, Classy Critic, Genital War Thunder, Jake, Amber, Scaring Crows, Messiah, Jacob, Ben's Sketchbook, Rain, Lucian, Wild Pilot, Juan, Bunkin Duncan, Hoodie Angel, Ranger, C1 Trooper, Sean, Ruby Rune, Lavaros, Plague, Tyrene, Thanos, Pandemonium, Peter, Agiri, Eden, Silverheart Soul, Doki Pokey, Zappy, Wolfgang, Philip, Mac and Cheese, Lalaroni, Davey, MD, Nerf Ned, and Video Gamer. So yeah, thanks for watching. I appreciate it. Thanks for hanging out, watching this video. I can't wait for you to see the next ones. It's so I cannot wait. If from here on out, it's all my favorite things are happening. Oh my goodness. I hope you enjoy. I hope you had fun with this one. I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.